Good morning, everybody. And, well, yeah, still morning. I guess technically it's still morning. Uh, welcome to the Career Therapy live stream where we go over LinkedIn's news each day or whenever we do these things. Today we've got three articles: How to Negotiate with Curiosity, Don't Let Others Rule Your Life, and Zoom Goofs Could Spell Work Doom. What are these Zoom goofs that they're talking about? Well, we're going to be digging into it and reacting to these articles, sharing some tips that will help you in your job search and your career. So hit subscribe if you're on YouTube, like the video if you're on LinkedIn, and let's get into it.
I'm too old for this. Been around this, broken down for way too long. Left my home for this. Story-eyed, it's no surprise. Things went wrong. What was I thinking, babe? All the mistakes I made.
Happy Friday, everybody. We're going to be getting into it here and taking a look at some of the articles that LinkedIn News has published this week. I've collected a few of my favorites for us to respond and react to. So strap in and let's take a look at what is going on in the newscape online in regards to careers. The first one here: How to Negotiate with Curiosity. Now, I actually really like this topic already. Again, I always react to these on the fly on these calls without reading them ahead of time. But Gianna Prudente, editor at LinkedIn News, How to Negotiate with Curiosity. I think already this topic is great because when I'm talking to people about the interview, I'm always talking about how to lead with excited curiosity. Most people are trying to be perfect when they go in for an interview. And then when things don't go perfectly, they get flustered, they get freaked out, they freeze, they fight, flight, or freeze, all of that good stuff. And so instead of trying to be perfect, what we want to do is try to be curious, be able to roll with the punches, be able to ask more questions than pretend to know answers. Okay. You're not supposed to know everything. You're supposed to be there to learn about their problems and help. So the same thing with the negotiation. There's a lot of issues with the negotiation when it comes to the job search because most of us who are going through the job search are not really in a great bargaining position. Sometimes you are, but I work with a lot of career changers, people who have quit their job, lost their job, are making a big shift in their careers. And those folks don't have a ton of bargaining power. So when it comes to the negotiations, some of them just don't want to do it. Others really want to stand firm on a certain number. And then the worst cases are when someone will turn down a job over $5,000 and then have to keep job searching for another 3 to 4 months. It's just brutal. It's like take the job and then leapfrog somewhere else. But that's a whole different story. What does Gianna say about negotiation here? She says, negotiating, you either dread it or you love it. I have met very few people that love it, but I'm sure they're out there. But what if there's a more effective way to negotiate that can help make us all a little more comfortable having difficult conversations? Expert negotiator Kwame Christian suggests embracing what he calls compassionate curiosity. He says, every time in a single negotiation, our goal is to put ourselves in the best position for success. They have an office hours where they're going to discuss time off and so on and so forth. But let's see what they're saying about compassionate curiosity. I don't know. I'll follow him though. I really thought this was going to give us a little bit more information. No? Here we go. So, when it comes to negotiations, there's a big difference between being right and being persuasive. This week on the Hello Monday podcast, we bring you one of the most impactful episodes. Kwame believes that you can negotiate anything. In this episode, you'll hear the framework for successful negotiations, tips for how to have a difficult All right, so here's the deal. This is not a great LinkedIn news article because it doesn't tell us anything. But what I can tell you about this idea, this curiosity idea when it comes to the job search is that, and the negotiation is that when we go in, it's about asking questions, not making demands. If you go in making demands and they don't meet your demands, now you're at odds. And you don't want to have gone through weeks or months of interviews multiple times saying, yes, I want to work here. This is the most amazing place in the world. I can't wait to get a job. And then at the end, be like, you know, at odds with these people, kind of fighting over $5,000. So, what we do instead is if you don't want to negotiate on the phone, which you don't actually have to negotiate on the phone, you can negotiate via email. And what I like to do here is bury the lead, right? You care about the dollar amount. Honestly, you should care about many more things than the dollar amount, but that's usually what people get obsessed about. So instead of saying in one email or in one conversation, I want this number. Will you meet me at this number? You bury the lead. You ask a number of questions. Is there a work from home policy? Is there a work from home stipend to get my office set up? Is there a sign on bonus? Is there an education stipend? Ask 4 or 5 questions and in there say, is there any flexibility to get the starting salary up to this point? And then they respond by saying yes, yes, no, no. And if they can't do the salary, they can do some of the other things, right? And so this is where you can start literally negotiating. Negotiating isn't saying this number or I walk. Negotiating is saying, can you hit this number? If not, what else can we do? All right. So that's how you can be compassionate and curious in your approach. Now, the next article we have here is don't let others rule your life. So, 21 hours ago, it is so easy to get caught up in others' expectations, especially around what we do for work. While some people are comfortable working their 9 to 5 jobs, others are freelancing to have more flexible schedules or build a startup to follow a passion. Even if we're content with what we do, it won't stop others from judging our choices. A freelance copywriter, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name. I'm just not smart enough. Puts it simply, choose what's right for you and not what others say is right for you. I do find it funny that we're getting advice about following advice. That is my initial reaction to this. Hey, everyone is telling you to do these things. So what we're telling you to do is to do you. Okay, cool. So whatever. It's true. Look, some people are more fit for 9 to 5s. Some people are more fit for entrepreneurship. Some people like to do a hybrid of both. Anything you see online that says this is the one way to do it, already it's coming from a bad place. I used to think everyone needed to build a really, really strong personal brand and create content in order to build their career. It's not true. Not everyone needs a strong personal brand. Not everyone needs to create content. As a matter of fact, most people shouldn't or probably couldn't or wouldn't or whatever the thing might be. Most people just need to figure out how to make their work and their life work together. That's it. So whatever you're doing, and I've said this before, wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, you're probably doing better than you think you are because we're all pretty hard on ourselves when it comes to our careers and things like that. So kudos to this article. I agree with it. It is funny that we're giving advice about taking advice, but it is what it is. Zoom goofs could spell work doom. All right, let's see what is going on with Zoom. We've seen some pretty not so good things happen on Zoom, right? People leaving their cameras on in unfortunate situations. But Zoom bloopers could be costly for your career. 1 of 4 managers say that they have fired staffers. Can we just call out this? 1 in 4 managers? 1 in 4 have fired someone over a gaffe during a video or audio chat. 1 in 4. That is so many managers. Based on our survey of 200 executives at large firms by workplace collaboration software company Viopta, man, the names are getting weird out there. Zoom gaffes have ranged from unsettling to embarrassing to hilarious. Among the funniest and most memorable is the one that put the cat in catastrophic Zoom call. Let's see what this is. Zoom snafu, lawyer pleads not kitty. Could these get any more just cringy? With the kitty filter on the Zoom call capturing his every inflection, befuddlement, anguish, the lawyer at a Texas court hearing on Tuesday struggled to state his case while the assistant tried desperately to shut off the filter. County Attorney Rod Ponton insisted to the judge, I'm here live, I'm not a cat. The video went viral, and the rest is COVID cat history. Zoom CEO Eric Wan says that his defense is they better figure out where they got this cool cat filter because Zoom doesn't offer it yet. That's horrifying. That is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen, and I can't see it because it's the New York Times and they suck. But that image of a cat right here, I can't zoom in anymore. That is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. I hope no one joins a coaching call with me with that filter on. But now that I've said that, I'm sure it'll happen. The cat tourney, man, people are just like, if I don't get to say my puns, I'm going to lose my mind. But oh my gosh, this cat tourney is also being turned into an action figure. Man, are we just bored? Is everyone just bored out of their minds? Like, this is what Miley Cyrus in a bathtub? What is going on? Why am I can't even see the thing that I came to this page to see. What is wrong with these websites? Sorry, I'm having an absolute breakdown here trying to just see what the hell they're all talking about. So Zoom call gaffes. What are some of the gaffes that get people axed? 1 in 4 bosses say. 200 managers, a third. All right. Executives don't fully trust a third of their staff to perform effectively while working remotely. How ridiculous is this? Why are you hiring these people if you don't trust these people? But let's see. Virtual meeting miscues have prompted punitive measures, including firing, moved responsibility for managing calls, informal reprimand, formal staffer removal, and staffer fired. The pessimistic finding illustrates how workers are still getting accustomed to working remotely. There's no grace period. There's no learning period. It's get on the Zoom, and if you screw up, you're gone. You're gone. This pessimistic finding illustrates how workers are still getting accustomed to working remotely, which has been commonplace during COVID. Daily participants in Zoom calls surged from 10 million a day to 300 million. That's huge. In April of 2020, the conferencing company has said, and in recent weeks, many companies have pushed back their plans to return to the office due to the Delta. Some Zoom miscues, like New Yorker magazine Jeffrey Toobin. Jeffrey, what a good time you've had this year, exposing yourself online. Still has his job, though. How about that? Virtual meeting miscues include joining a call late. Really? Having bad internet connection. Maybe the company should help pay for a better internet connection then. Accidentally sharing sensitive information. Yeah, I guess if you work at a bank or something, that's... And of course, not knowing when to mute yourself. Oh my God, the things that must happen. This is why you just need to stop talking. We all need to learn how to stop talking. Me as well. The slip-ups can hurt businesses, leading to client defections, lost sales opportunities. I'm sure salespeople are just having a hell of a time with this. The survey found still, executives continue to support working from home, and nearly 3 out of 4 surveyed by Austin, Texas-based Viopta plan to maintain or expand their numbers. All right. So the findings come a day after Zoom Video Communications Inc. disappointing analysis of its sales forecast, sending shares down about 16%, while many schools are restarting in person, offices are reopening in some parts of the world, and so on and so forth. I wonder what some of these Zoom, let's see, let's type in Zoom gaffes. 2020's most embarrassing Zoom gaffes.
Tonight's top story, missing teenager Kate.
Oh gosh. All right, so we've got a pantless boyfriend. That looks staged. Come on. We've got the morning rundown. What's going to happen here? Oh, no pants on that guy either. People, what is so hard about putting on pants? Oh, we've got Jennifer going to the bathroom, and there it is. Oh, geez. Poor Jennifer. Got the BBC mom. Got a kid in the back. Parliament cat. Forgot to mute. Okay, let's see what they say. I forgot to mute.
Guys, we can hear your conversation and we don't want it. So go hang out with Calista, like you're doing class every day. When did you add her on social media?
Like literally 5 years ago. That's probably before I ever knew you done that.
And
Oh gosh. All right, yeah. But here's the deal. If we're going to be doing remote learning and remote working, and we're going to be doing all these different things, these gaps are going to happen. It's up to us to protect ourselves. It's up to companies to be a little more understanding as people transition into these new working environments. But at the same time, if you insult your boss and they hear it, there's not much you can do. So with that, we'll wrap up our LinkedIn Live today. Hope you're all having a good one. If you're interested in learning more about career therapy, head over to careertherapy.com and you can see all of our coaching options, or check out our podcast, which comes out every Wednesday. Hope you're all having a good one, and I will see you on the next live stream. Cheers.
I'm too old for this. Been around this, broken down for way too long. Left my home for this. Story-eyed, it's no surprise. Things went wrong. What was I thinking, babe? All the mistakes I made.